Hey there, Algebra 1. Here's a video on probability. We didn't have this on a test particularly, so I want to make sure that we're able to do it. I'm basing the questions on your final based off the questions I gave you on this two homeworks that we did together. You also did some things with Mr. Schlossberg, but we're just focusing on the ones that I gave you homework on that I was there for. So let's talk about the first probability of 4. So the probability of getting a 4 is the chance of me getting a 4 on this thing. There's only one 4 on this, so I have one winning option out of the total, which is 25. So my answer is 1 out of 25. Odd numbers. Now I have to count the odd numbers. 1, 3, 5, 7, not 8, 9, 11, 13. I'm counting all the odd numbers. If you count all the odd numbers, I think you'll figure out it's 13 odd numbers. So it's going to be 13 out of the total 25. When it comes to probability, it's the number of winning options or desired option over the number of total option. So what's shaded? I want all the shaded. So I have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it's going to be 15 out of 25 shaded. In a multiple choice, it will be simplified. So your answer is going to look like 3 over 5. Prime numbers. A reminder, a prime number is a number that only can be multiplied by itself in 1. So 3 is a prime number, but 4 can be 4 and 1 or 2 and 2. So that is not a prime number. So counting prime numbers. Keep in mind, 1 is not a prime number. I just want you to note that. 1 is not a prime number. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, 13, not 15 because 5 times 3, 17, 19, not 21 because that's 7 times 3, 23, 25 is 5 times 5, that doesn't work. And I think I counted 9, but 9 does not work because that's 3 times 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 out of 25 prime numbers. Can't simplify that, so it stays 9 out of 25. Next part, at least 50. At least 14. At least 14. So I got to count all the things that are at least 14. That includes 14. So 14, 15, 16 to 20, 21 to 25. So 5, 10, 11, 12. That's 12 out of 25. Next one, unshaded or even. So when I say or, you're going to have to include both, even if it's both at the same time. You have to include it. So 1 is unshaded, that counts. 2 is even, that counts. 3 is unshaded, that counts. 4 is even, that counts. 5 is shaded and it's odd, so it does not count. 6 is even. 7 is neither. 8 is even and shaded. It still only counts as one. It's even and unshaded, I should say. Unshaded. Unshaded. Doesn't count. Even. Even. Unshaded. Even. Unshaded and even. Even. Unshaded. Even. Unshaded. Even. Unshaded. So in this case, I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So it's 19 out of 25 on this one. All right, this one's a deck of cards. I will not put a deck of cards question because I always get people angry because not everyone knows how deck of cards work. Number 3, cookie jar contains 4 oatmeal raisin cookies. So I'm going to put 4 raisins, 1 sugar, 9 chocolate, and 6 peanut butter. So I have 4 plus 1 plus 9 plus 6. So that's 10, 20. There's a total of 20 cookies. You should always figure out what the total is. So what's the chance of me getting an oatmeal raisin? Well, there's only 4 oatmeal raisins over 20 cookies, so that's 1 over 5. What's the chance of getting sugar or chocolate chip? There are 9 chocolate chips and 1 sugar. So together, that's 10 options. So 10 over 20, that's 1 over 2. Not peanut butter. So if I know 6 is peanut butter, you could conclude that 14 of them are not peanut butter. So 14 out of 20 or 7 out of 10. M&M cookie. In this case, there is no M&M cookie here because there's a 0% chance of M&M cookie. It's 0 out of 20, which is 0%. It's impossible to get an M&M cookie out of this jar. Next one, a letter from the word below is chosen randomly. Find each probability. So probably getting the letter N. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 14 total letters. Always figure out what your total is first. So how many N's are there? 1. So it's going to be 1 out of 14. How many O's are there? 1, 2. There's 2 out of 14, which simplifies to 1 over 7. A vowel. So O is a vowel. Y is sometimes a value, but doesn't work as a value in this one. E is a value. I is a vowel. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 out of 14. So that's going to be 2 out of 7. H or S. H or S. This is H. This is S. Here's another S. Here's another H. Here's another S. So it looks like I have 5. So 5 out of 14. All right. A letter with at least one line of symmetry. We talked about that in person. I will not give you a question like that. Don't sweat that. All right, let's go to the next thing. Scott, this is P and C, so permutation and combination. So a permutation is when I'm particular about the order. So order does matter. So permutations, I care about the order. Combinations, I don't care about the order. So order doesn't matter. A way to I remember it. P, I mean particular about it. And C is chaos. There's no order, it's just chaos. So particular versus chaotic, okay? Or I don't care either. People say, like, I don't care. All right. So for this one, we need P and C. And I'm going to show you how to do it in the calculator so you can get the answer. So I have the calculator here. I'll show you how to do it in the calculator. All right. Scott has 7 chores to complete this Saturday. How many ways can he arrange the order in which he does them? So in this case, the word arrange indicates I care about the order it matters. So in this case, I'm going to say P. He has 7 chores and he's doing all 7 of them. So 7P7. Now, how do I do that in the calculator? In the calculator, I got to put my first number 7. Then I'm going to click math. I'm going to go to the right until I hit probability. So PROB. Oh, I went too far. PROB. Then in this option, you have 3 things, NPR, NCR, and the exclamation point. Since I want NPR, I'm going to press 2 for NPR, and I'm going to click 7 again. So 7P7, 5040. So the answer is 5040. There are 16 different color markers in the bucket. How many ways can Kelly choose 5 of them? So I'm choosing 5 of them. There's no indication in the word that this is I don't care what order I pick them. I'm just going to pick up 5 crayons. So in this case, it's a C for I don't care or is chaotic. So the question is, which number do I put in first? I put in the total options I have, 16, C, and then I put in the choices I'm making, 5. The biggest number has to go first always. Again, I'm just going to go to my calculator. I'm going to put 16. I'm going to click math. I'm going to go to probability. And I'm going to go to 3 to get NCR. And I'm going to press 5. So 16C5, 4368. 4368. Again, I just type it into my calculator. Once I understand what it is, I type it in my calculator. How many ways to select a president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer from a club of 32 members? So these are particular jobs. So I'm going to use P. There are 32 members, and I'm picking 1, 2, 3, 4 jobs. So it's going to be 32P4. So 32P4, 32 math, go to probability, and then option 2 for NPR, and then 4. So NPR, 32P4. Wow, there's a lot of ways I could choose this. 863 040. So a lot of ways you could choose the vice president, president, and stuff like that. A dance company is choosing 3 new dancers at a group of 25. How many ways can they choose the new dancers? Again, I don't have any indication. I care what order I choose them. You're all going to be part of the dancing group. So in this case, it's 25C3. Again, I go to the calculator, 25, math, go to probability, in this option 3, and then I'm going to pick 3. So 25C3, 2,300. There are 10 toppings available to make an ice cream sundae. How many ways can Max choose 2? It doesn't look like he cares what order the toppings get put on. So it's going to be 10C2. You would type that in your calculator. You should get, well, I should actually plug it in. So you should get 70 or 45. Let's see. And CR2, and that's 45. Yep, 45. How many 11-letter arrangements can you use the word firecracker? You do not need to worry about a problem like this. We're not going to do that one. Even though there's a technical part about it, I'm not going to do that one. Mindy is purchasing songs from an album on iTunes. If she has 14 songs, this is how outdated, man. People buying, this is an outdated sheet. People don't buy music anymore. Or maybe you do. You tell me in school later if you actually buy music. Then you will show me you actually listen to my videos too. Tell me one way or the other if you do or don't buy music anymore. Anyway, if an album has 14 songs, how many ways can she choose 6? So again, does it seem like she's put it in a playlist where order matters? It's just choosing 6. So I put C. So it's going to be 14, choose 6. And then you got to type it in the calculator. I typed it a couple of times in the video. I hope you understand how to type it in already. All right. Carl is choosing a 4-character password for his cell phone. The password can contain the letters and digits only, and it can include how many repeating characters. And you don't have to worry about a question like this. Mr. Chris Pratt has 26 students in his math class. He has 3 prizes to give away, a pencil, an eraser, and a no homework coupon. How many ways could these 3 students win the awards? So in this case, it's going to be, we got to be particular about this, because the pencil, eraser, and no homework coupons are different prizes. So it's going to be 26 people, and there's 3 prizes, so 26P3. Again, I plugged it in the calculator a bunch of times. Don't worry, you will not have a deck of cards question on your thing. All right, counting principle. The counting principle is pretty basic. It's basically if you have M options times N options times P options, you just multiply all of them to get the total options. So in this case, a runner is running a marathon, and they have 1 of the 10 corrals to start, and each given a green, blue, and red shirt. So what kind of mixes are there? Well, there's 10 times 3, because there's 10 corrals times 3 color shirts. So it's 30 combinations. How many ways can Mark create a 4-digit code to open his garage? So the first digit, he could pick from 0 through 9. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are 10 options. Then for the second number in the code, he could pick 10 options. And the third number in the code, again, from 0 to 9, it could be also 0 for 9, 10 options. And then the 4th digit of the code is 0-9. That's 10 options. So 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, 1,000. Yeah, 1,000. Which makes sense. 1,000 is a 4-digit code. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be 10,000, my bad. All right. The spinner is spun twice. What's the probability of getting Z both times? So for this one, to get Z both times, you're going to get Z. What's the chance of getting Z one time? Well, that's 1 out of 5. Now, what's the chance that when you hit the spinner again, you get Z again? The spinner does not remember if you got Z last time, so it just does again 1 out of 5. So your final answer is 1 out of 25. A coin is tossed 3 times. what's the probability of getting all heads or all tails? So in this case, I could get heads, 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 or I could get tails, tails, tails. So how many options are that? Two. There are two winning options, heads, 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 or tails, tails, tails. But how many options are there possible in total? Well, the first coin flip, I have two options. The second coin flip, I have two options. And the third coin flip, I have two options. So what's 2 times 2 times 2? That's 8. So it's 2 over 8 or 1 over 4. Next one. A card is chosen. I hear card, I cross it out. I'm not giving you a card question. A letter in the alphabet is chosen, then a digit from 1 to 9 is chosen. What's the probability of getting X and then a prime number? So the first question, a letter from the alphabet is chosen. So there are 26 options in the alphabet you could choose from. So it's going to be, there's only one X in the alphabet, so 1 out of 26. Now a number between 1 and 9 is chosen. So 1 through 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So which numbers are prime? 2 is prime, 3 is prime, 5 is prime, and 7 is prime. Remember, 1 is not prime, it's a special case. So in that case, the chance of getting that is 4 out of 9. Because there's 9 numbers, only 4 of them are prime. So because we're going to multiply it, it's going to be 4 over 9 times 26 is 9 times 26, 234. And if you want to check if you simplify that, you could go to the calculator. 4 divided by 234. Click math and click frac, and it will make it a fraction. And you can simplify it to 2 over 117. So 2 over 117. The spinner below is spun once, and the coin is tossed. What's the probability of getting a shape with at least 4 sides and then tails? So first, let's look at the spinner. There's 6 options in total, so I'll put a 6 on the bottom. And I need at least 4 sides. So this has at least 4 sides, this has at least 4 sides, this, and this has at least 4 sides. So it looks like a 5 out of 6. Then I flip a coin. I flip in a coin, I have, to get tails, 1 tails on 2 sides of the coin. So I get 5 over 12. You should check if you could simplify, but you can't simplify, so it's just 5 over 12. One of the 50 states are chosen at random and dice is rolled. What's the probability a state gets a letter A? I'm going to be honest, I won't give you ones with states because, I could probably mess that up and that would be awkward. A date in March is chosen at random, then the spinner is spun below. What's the probability of getting an odd number and then blue? If I were to give a question like this, instead of March, I would say a month with 30 days. Okay, I would be more particular. So a month with 30 days is chosen at random. So a day that has an odd number. So lucky for me, half of the numbers are odd. So it's going to be 15 out of 30 times the chance of getting blue is 1 over 3. So it's going to be 15 over 90 or 1 over 6. Last one here, a multiple choice test has A, B, C, D. It's like your final. If Natalie randomly guesses on the last 3 questions, what's the probability she gets all 3 correct? Well, the chance of getting it correct on the first question is 1 out of 4 because you're picking A, B, C, or D on 1 out of 4. The probability of getting correct on the second question is 1 out of 4. And the probability of getting question correct on the third question is 1 out of 4. So it's 1 out of 4 times 1 out of 4 times 1 out of 4 equals 1 out of 64. 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. All right, I hope this video helps. Good luck with the test.